RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Tara Devlin. Welcome to our Friday night get-together. Unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity, and yeah, we need more of that. I don't know about you. I feel that way. You can let me know if you agree. So yeah, we meet here. This is our Friday evening get together, and it's around 8:30ish Eastern Standard Time at the Tarabuster YouTube channel at youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster. And yeah, sorry I'm a little late. Hopefully everything, there's so many things I have to do to set up the show. It's just, I can't even believe it. And the time gets away from me. So thank you, Jim, for starting us off with a super chat. Super chats for what does that say? Super chats for super felines. And speaking of, I just want to show, I think I've woken up the baby Boudica, who is... She's sleeping right here. She's here. Right in front of me. See? There's me. And there's Booty. She's on the keyboard, but we'll see how long she stays there. I was afraid, once I start really getting going here, that I might disturb the little baby. Hold on. Look how good she is. Hi, Boudica. Baby Booty. So, yeah. And there's us. That's the show. There's you guys. And there's... Yeah, this is... look at this. You can see everything. You see the whole very state-of-the-art studio setup we have here at Tarabuster Studios. All right. Well, at least we have the cat cam going. So that's good. Okay, but we have other things to talk about right now besides cats. I mean, if we weren't in the last days of the American Republic and the world wasn't on fire and Republicans weren't trying to turn this country into a fascist state, that's what we would be talking about. Like Haiku says on the chat, the little nugget, little Boudica, and cats in general, or animals. Maybe that's the kind of show I'd have. We'd talk about animals, animal rescue, things that matter, right? But no, we have to fight fascism. So, and really, it's a crying goddamn shame, but it never stops. That here this I just gotta I'm just trying to think to myself, like not to myself but to thinking out loud, where do we begin? Before I keep oops, I dropped everything. I'll just leave that there. Just pick up my phone. If you can become a patron, please do at patreon.com/Tara Devlin to keep the show going and growing. That will help. If you can, give the show a good review on iTunes. That'll help. And, yeah, keep coming back. It works if you work it. So work it. You're worth it and live it. And seriously, join us in the chat room on Friday evenings. No need to feel lonely, despondent. If you're feeling like you're feeling the stress of these times, come and join us. We will get through it together. So, where do we begin, though? Let me think here. I guess I wanted to start off that something I really never talk about climate change, but it's unavoidable. Everybody's talking about how hot it is. It's disgusting out, of course. But, and somebody tweeted, a friend of mine sent me a message today. Just, a text message like, something about this heat. I can't take this heat. And I responded, fucking Republicans, And she's like, oh, thank you for making me laugh. But I'm not kidding. Fucking Republicans. This is where we are. You know, their inability to live in the real universe. You know, their attachment to the alternate universe is killing us in the actual universe, in the real universe. This is all because of them. I mean, yeah. Because of their greed. And now I was watching the corporate media, and they had some commentator on, and they were like, well, why? Why is it that people don't believe the, what's staring them right in the face? Well, this is because of right-wingers, of course. Because, I mean, it's all connected. You know, it's connected to the silos of information, but it goes down to the greed of big oil and the fact that they have bought politicians, conservative politicians, because you can't say you can't say Republicans exclusively, because they have bought Joe Manchin, of course. And he stood in the way of anything truly meaningful in the infrastructure bill when it comes to, doing something about climate change and because he's got money in oil and coal, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's coal. But the fact that, I mean, it makes me sick. And makes the whole world sick, really. But, you think about Joe Manchin. How old is Joe Manchin? Joe Manchin. I don't even, how do you spell his name now? Manchin. Age. 75 years old. Okay. What are you going to do, Joe? You going to take it with you, Joe? I it's so sickening that these people are so disgustingly greedy. And the thing is that we've talked about it before. Here in the United States of serfs and lords, greed is the only value. That's it. But, okay, so why don't people believe the reality of climate change and the fact that it's human caused climate change? But that's because they have been deliberately manipulated by incredibly cynical scumbags who buy the Republican Party. And the Republican Party is standing in the way of anything, because as we know, the big oil, they knew decades ago, generations ago, that their activities, that oil, that fossil fuels were altering the climate, and it was a problem. So here's, okay, it just makes me sick. So, for example, here's from Market Watch. Oh shit, great, a stupid paywall came up. What the hell? Maybe I clicked on it too many times. So, the hottest day on Earth for the third straight day. Earth's average temperature remained at a record high on Wednesday after 2 days in which the planet reached unofficial records. It's the latest marker in a series of climate change-driven extremes. The average global temperature was 17.18 Celsius, which is 62.9 Fahrenheit, because we Americans are too stupid to use the metric system. I remember that when I was a kid, we were trying to change and go to the metric system, like the rest of Earth, and that was Jimmy Carter. And was it Reagan that stopped that? If I'm not mistaken, Reagan. I wouldn't doubt it. Just like he pulled the fucking solar panels off the White House. Excuse my French. Reagan ends Metric system. I'm just looking this up. Because I was a kid when this happened. That's right. That is right. What? You see what I'm saying? Republic? I'm not kidding here. I wish I was wrong. But they suck. They're unfit to hold leadership positions in a modern nation. And there was Jimmy Carter. Not that everybody, people aren't perfect, but he was trying to set this country up for success. An actual servant. And this is why they hated him. They liked these evangelicals. They liked that he believed in Jesus, but then they got turned off because they realized when he showed himself to be an actual Christian, a real Christian, they're like, oh, no, we can't have that. Hold on. So we're talking about climate change and the fact that the Republicans are they really are the enemies. They're not just the enemies of the people. They're the enemies of Mother Earth. The metric board was abolished in 1982 by President Ronald Reagan, largely on the suggestion of Frank Mankiewicz and Lynn Nofziger. Executive Order 12770, signed by whatever. Who cares? It's just unbelievable. See, the Metric Conversion Act of 1975 was signed into law by Ford on December 23rd. It declared that the metric system, the preferred system of weights and measures of the United States, but permitted the use of the customary units in all activities. Well, I thought it was Carter, but whatever, it doesn't matter. The fact is, Reagan took a dump on it. And here we are, how many years later? The stupid, dumb. But that's what happened because Reagan, make America great again, right? Make it stupid, isolated. Why do we need to be like the rest of Earth? The less you know about what goes on around the globe, the better. But that's the way they want it. They want you nice and dumb. And I got some videos of maggots that we're going to play. And really just to prove the point. But so as we were just discussing, we are hitting, record temperatures every single goddamn day. So this article from Market Watch, from the AP actually, it continues. It says, scientists have warned for months that 2023 could see record heat as human-caused climate change, driven largely by the burning of fossil fuels like coal, natural gas, and oil, warmed the atmosphere. They also noted that La Nina, a natural cooling of the ocean that has acted as a counter to that warning, was given way to El Nino, the reverse phenomenon, marked by warming oceans. Why can't I talk? The North Atlantic has seen record warmth this year. A record like this is another piece of evidence for the now massively supported proposition that global warming is pushing us into a hotter future, says Stanford University climate scientist Chris Field. Okay, let's see. While figures are not an official government record, this is showing us an indication of where we are right now. Even though the data set used for the unofficial record goes back to 1979, Kapnick says that given other data, the world is likely seeing the hottest day in several hundred years. But, Jesus will come back and make everything better. And it's a big hoax, no matter what. Democrats are putting on a hoax. They're trying to control you. Who wants to control these people? I don't want to. I mean, I do want them to get themselves under control and stop acting like morons. Stop being the albatross around our national neck. Stop, behaving like infants, having a tantrum. Get control of yourself. Get a grip. Stop believing the lies of con men, especially one who received fewer votes 2 times, the one with the fake university. They call him the great businessman. I heard these maggots talking about what a great businessman he is. I mean, these people, that in itself proves that they live in an alternate reality. Having a multi-level marketing vitamin scam doesn't make you a good businessman, and especially one that fails. Having a series of scams that fail. That's not the definition of a good businessman. Never innovating anything. Being a serial bankrupt, tax cheat is not the makings of a good businessman. Being a trust-funded serial bankrupt. When the con man's father, the Nazi, KKK loving father, was alive, he bailed out his spawn no less than 5 times. That's how much he sucks at business. But yeah, everything sucks about him. We know that. And I mean, there's no redeeming qualities, so, which is fascinating to me, how these people like him. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. When I play these videos, you're going to be like, I really do apologize before I play them. Hold on. There's like a piece of hair sticking out on this mic. Maybe you can't see it, but it's like it's kind of annoying me. Where was I? Yeah, so the reason I'm bringing it up, the climate issue, is not just, because it's probably the most pressing and important issue we are facing when it comes down to it, but also to point out yet again that Republicans are the enemies of anything, of progress, of solutions. They have no solutions. They have nothing. They bring nothing to the table. And frankly, actually, let me roll that back a little. I wish they brought nothing to the table. I wish. But the fact is they bring less than nothing. They bring worse. They make it worse, is what I'm trying to say. So it's not even that. I mean, I wish they would just shut up and bring nothing to the table. But they're bringing problems. They're making it worse. They're making our ability to address our problems almost not even possible. And I can't take them. I just can't take these people. For example, where is this? I saw this article and it really pissed me off. And it's related. So this TV weatherman is leaving. He kind of went viral, this guy. Where the hell is it? Sorry, guys. You know me. I don't have any producers. All my producers are asleep at the moment. You can see one producer over there up on the cat tree. I got another producer. She's asleep. Hold on a second. In the meantime, look at Boudica. Look at this producer. Look at my grip. This is the grip, right? She's sleeping. Can you believe it? Hi, Booty. Wake up. She's a baby. What can you do? We'll get back to her in a moment. So, yeah. Let me see. Where the heck is it? Here we go. Iowa meteorologist quitting television. Cites PTSD from death threats over climate change coverage. That's what pissed me off. So here's this guy. This is from NBC News. An Iowa meteorologist will be leaving his career on television, citing harassment over his coverage of climate change and its impact on the weather. Chris Glonginger, chief meteorologist for CBS affiliate KCCI in Des Moines, told followers on social media this week he's embarking on a new career in the hopes of helping solve the climate crisis after 18 years in broadcasting. I'm bidding farewell to TV to embark on a new journey dedicated to helping solve the climate crisis, he tweeted. After a death threat stemming from my climate coverage last year and the resulting PTSD, in addition to family health issues, I've decided to begin this journey now. Glonginger and his wife are moving to Massachusetts, where he'll be working for the Woods Hole Group, an environmental science consulting organization. There are amazing people here in Iowa. There is no question what I encountered here was the exception, not the rule. Well, I mean, it's nice that you say that. And that might be true because maggots really are the minority. But this is how they behave. They don't know how to behave, and they've been emboldened, and they've been encouraged to be violent and threatening and attack people. For what? The guy's doing his job. He's telling the truth. But that's how they behave. They've been emboldened. And in fact, it's really disgusting. This effing dumbass traitor, this stupid, violent maggot, who, I guess, gave death threats to the weatherman because he didn't like what the weatherman was saying. That's what you do. You know, if you don't like the weatherman, turn the channel. But this is who they are. They feel like violence is logical. You know, because in every Republican chess beats the heart of fascism. But once you get to the violence, you know, the death threats, the violent threats, the way they behave, it shows the weakness of your argument, that's for sure. But they are a weak-minded lot of people. You know, you got to be weak-minded. And like I'm saying, we've talked about it before, that I give me 10 minutes with any Republican. And if they were honest, if they had the ability to be honest, of course, that's debatable. But maybe give them a truth serum or something and make them honest. And we get to the bottom of it. There is something wrong with them. They're either willfully ignorant. I mean, they get things out of being in the maggot cult. They get a sense of community. They get to feel like victimized, especially because in their lives they've been, they're very inadequate people. So they feel like, oh, well, now they have reasons, or they have somebody to point to for their inadequacies, and then they can proclaim themselves to be victims. which is something they love to do. Professional victims. They're always so picked on. Everybody's picking on them by being, they're just living, like as gay people or whatever, I'm gay, whatever. Who cares, I'm just living my life. And to them, that's an assault. That's an assault on them. Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button. Hold on a second. I don't know if you could hear that, but I hit the wrong button there. Anyway, so, where is this? The Iowa Meteorologist. Okay. Resigns. I got that one. Where's the other one? Oh, here we go. Wait. So this Iowa guy who harassed the weatherman. So the Iowa man fined, this is in September 2022. Iowa man fined for harassing TV weatherman over climate coverage. So this is the article I'm looking at. All right. So an Iowa man was fined, okay, wait for it, $150 for sending a string of harassing emails to a television meteorologist concerning climate change. Police and court records indicate that on June 21st, Danny H. Hancock, 63, of Lenox, began sending emails to Chris Glonginger, a chief meteorologist for KCCI. At 5:33 p.m. that day, Hancock wrote to Gloninger, I think. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Getting sick and tired of your liberal conspiracy theory on the weather. Climate changes every day. Always has, always will. You're pushing nothing but a Biden hoax. Go back to where you came from. So you had to get it all in there. Go back to where you came from. Why don't you go back to that rock you crawled out from under? Your friggin' belly crawling worm. Getting sick and tired of your liberal Biden conspiracy hoax about the weather and us having to do something about it. Don't worry, Mr. Hancock. We don't expect Republicans to do a damn thing for civilization or their country, much less, their community. Please, they wouldn't pull a hair for their country or their community. We wouldn't expect you to get off your ass and maybe try to do something to leave the world a better place than you found it. I know that's too much for a right-winger, because the center of the universe, that's all they care about is themselves. And they're easily led. I just don't understand why they're so, these people who are so conspiracy-addled do not see the actual conspiracies that are triggering them, they are the result of conspiracies. But the conspiracy is as old as human history. It's greed, selfishness. It's turning you dumbasses into, you are dumbasses, yes, but feeding your dumb heads with your own demise, really, triggering you to vote for your own demise. So that's the do you guys understand? Can you explain this to me? These people who are so, they're like McGruff the crime dog looking for conspiracies or something. Everybody's in a conspiracy except the actual conspiracy that's happening of big oil knowing that that fossil fuels are making the climate warmer, that are altering the climate, and they just want to make more money as much as they can. They don't want to have to find another racket. So, of course, they're gonna downplay it, just like the conspiracy of the tobacco industry that didn't give a shit how many people died, that lied to you, that would hire doctors to tell you, smoke menthol when you have a sore throat. Because that's the truth. My father told me all about it. When he was, he grew up. He said everybody smoked. Everybody. You go to the doctor's office. The doctor would be smoking in the office while examining you. So, a few days later, Hancock wrote to Glonginger. I should figure out how to say this guy's name. Glonginger. Yeah. You are a worthless Biden puppet, a liar, a conspiracy theorist, and an idiot. Exclamation point. You give Iowa a bad a bad name. You give Iowa a bad name? Go home, B. I don't know what the B, with the bitch, I guess they censored. A few hours later, after that message was sent, Hancock sent another email. Now can you imagine being this Hancock asshole? Home, harassing the weatherman? And this is these are the type of people who are attracted to republicanism. You got to tell these right-wingers, they really do know their audience. Unfortunately, it's malpractice. It's cynical and it's immoral to take people who are easily led and aren't that swift and fill their heads with all kinds of nonsense to get them upset. So they spend their limited lifespan sending hate mail and death threats to the freaking local weatherman. Isn't there a better way to live your limited lifespan? Don't you want to do something? Like that's walking around. You got to be walking around with all triggered all the time because somebody told you the goddamn truth. And where the fuck do we live? And I'm sick of it. You Biden puppet. Now, we live in a country now, where it really is divided. You're a Biden puppet. What I don't even understand that. What do we get out of addressing climate change? A cleaner planet? Cleaner skies? Clearer air? Less, I don't know, cleaner, just a cleaner, more livable planet. Where, we're not sucking this filthy oil out of the ground, fucking up the environment. And if there's an accident, you're not, what's going to happen? When one of these wind turbines falls over in the middle of the ocean, unlike these pipelines, what happens? You get a splash. That's it. You don't have to send the entire forces to go plug the hole and clean up the mess. But I don't see what is so horrible about setting up the future for success. Of course, you're a Biden puppet. Can anybody explain that to me? What the hell is a Biden puppet? that says, let's address climate change. Gee. Okay, but anyway, so a few hours after the message was sent, he sent another email in which he referenced Brett Kavanaugh. You know, just as I like beer. What's your address? We conservative Iowans would like to give you an Iowan welcome you will never forget. Kind of like the one I gave Judge Kavanaugh? Oh, I see. The kind of like the liberals. Oh, I guess that's probably libtards. That's why they censored it. Gave Judge Kavanaugh. Sick. Now, think about the person who is writing this. You know, the mind of somebody just filled with all this scratch and scribble of Republican, outrages du jour. Just all rolling around like some kind of hairball in their brain and then they have to choke it up and spit it out all over this email. Unfortunately, yeah, this is what happens because normal people are the recipient of this. And I feel bad that this meteorologist who was doing a public service, really, left his job because of people like this. So on June 28th, Hancock wrote to Gloninger and included a reference to departing KCCI meteorologist Matinka Slater. Evidently, Matinka could see through your lies and conspiracy theories on climate change. Evidently, she knew you are full of shit. Full of, whatever, cause it didn't take her long to leave when you're lying, you are, when you're, Y-O-U-R, lying, misspelled, when your lying ass got there, pack your liberal conspiracy and go home. Exclamation. There's 5 or 6 exclamation points there. On July 12th, he wrote again saying, and now, could you imagine? He's just like not, he's never done. One email is not enough for this scintillating commentary. And that's who they are. He wrote again, I don't watch your worthless weather forecast because you're, Y-O-U-R, an idiot. But someone else texted me and said you are still an idiot. Go the hell back from where you came from, douchebag, all caps, exclamation point. I mean, not explanation, exclamation. Words are hard, you know that. And there we go. On July 15th, he wrote again, this time referencing Anthony Fauci. He says, go east and drown from the ice cap melting, you dumb fuck. And all the exclamation points. On July 16th, he wrote on his Twitter account that on July 16th, Gloninger wrote on his Twitter account that he had been threatened and harassed over his on-air comments and that police are investigating. He wrote, it's mentally exhausting and that at times I have not been okay. On August 12th, a West Des Moines police detective contacted Hancock, who, according to police, admitted to sending the emails and was charged with third-degree harassment. Jesus Christ. At this point, shouldn't they all be charged with third-degree harassment? Right? If you're identifying yourself as a maggot, shouldn't you all be charged with third-degree harassment? He recently pleaded guilty to the charge and was fined $105 and then ordered to pay $75 or $76 in court costs. Well, if that ain't the definition of a slap on the wrist, this is why they get away with it. But, I mean, really, I'm not kidding. They should all be charged. I mean, wearing that effing maggot hat, shouldn't that get at least some kind of harassment charge? Because we know what they're saying. They're saying, get in your place, boy. So, anyway, well, moving on. I just want to say thank you. Well, Jim. Thank you, Jim, of course, right out of the gate for your super chat. Super chats for super felines. And thank you, Elise, for your super chat. And thank you, Kathy, for your super chat. Keep on busting the Republicans. I definitely will. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. I really can't do it without you, that's for sure. So, right before I went on air here, or we went on air, I should say. This is a community effort. I don't know if you saw this. I was on Twitter. Oh, thank God there's Threads. We'll see. I mean, really, I want Threads to be successful because I can't take Twitter. It is a cesspool of Nazis. And I'm sick of it. And it does turn out that people, they do want some space from Nazis. They want to be able to read the news and not have to weed through the conspiracy theories. Right? And the death threats. And the misgendering scumbags. So anyway, I was on Twitter and where the heck is it? Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, here it is. Wait. J-Matt. Damn it. Where is... Oh, here it is. Okay, Katie Hobbs. I don't know if you saw this. Katie Hobbs was trending. And I was like, what the hell is... What now, right? What did that bitch... Well, not Katie Hobbs. The other one. Who's... Carrie Lake. Her name was escaping me. What did Carrie Lake do now? But Katie Hobbs was at the gym... And she was being harassed, and this is what they do. You see, like from it's connected, from that idiot harassing the meteorologist. Here's another one. So Katie Hobbs was at the gym, and this maggot, he works for that Gateway Pundit, which is a fascist rag, of course. Here, and well, I'll just play the video if I can.
Miss Hobbs, is that you? How's it going? Jordan Conrad's with the Gateway Pundit. So, I have some questions about the election in Arizona. Maricopa County, they did the secret testing on the machines, which per the elections procedures manual, you were supposed to oversee, do additional testing. Did you authorize those? Miss Hobbs? Miss Hobbs? What about the signatures on the mail-in ballot affidavits? Are you aware of what those look like? That they look nothing like the signatures of the voter? Miss Hobbs, as Secretary of State, you oversaw elections in Maricopa County in Arizona. Are you...
fucking rest, Jordan. I'm at the gym.
Give it an effing rest. Is that what you said?
I sure did.
Yes. Yes. That's how you handle it. In case it wasn't clear, I will repeat what she said. Give it a fucking rest, Jordan. I'm at the gym. That's how you handle the maggots. That's how you handle them. You handle them not with kindness. You don't give them an inch, of course. You don't address them. You don't legitimize them. You don't act like they are, sincere. We've been through this already. How many times do we have to been through this stupid stolen election bullshit, which is bullshit? Carrie Lake was fined and sanctioned by the court because they had enough of her antics. Are you aware that I find it hard to believe that's a real voice. But anyway, and this kid, and it is a kid. His name is Jordan. Wait, hold on. Uh-oh. Oh, no, I did it again. Oh, fuck. I did it. Ugh. Son of a bitch. Fuck me. Unbelievable. Fuck. We're back. Hopefully. Unbelievable. I did it again. I fucking did it again. Is my camera frozen? Alright, let me see what time it is. Because I'm going to have to redo this stupid thing. Wait a minute. Ugh. I did that. I hit that button again and that cleared the screen. That's when everything crashes. Son of a bitch. All right, where are we? What time is it? Fuck. Fuckity fuck. So what time do we start the show? I have to start the timer again. It was about 9. It was about 8:15. Oh, God. I'm so irritated right now. Alright, I got us. Let's see. 8:15. I'm just moving the thingity thing. So we started at 8:15. And now it is 9:30. 9:15. 8:15. 9:15. I guess I'll start it here. No, we started at 9. What am I saying? Not 8:15. We started at 8:45. So it's not even. Yeah, that's what I thought. 8:45. So it's not even 45 minutes. Okay, I have to do this for the progressive voices, people. I'm sorry. So we'll start it right here, and we'll go for broke right there. Oh shit, I'm frozen. I am frozen. No, I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. I swear. Right? Jesus Christ, on a bike. Am I frozen? And then we're on a delay. Hi, Boudica. At least I got booty here. All right, we're back. I'm not frozen. Good. All right, Boudica. Oh, great. She just stepped on. This fucking sucks. All right. Let's start from here. I'll start from here. I'll just have to cut it. And when I did that, I remembered I fucked up because I was supposed to I was supposed to get on a call with Apple again today about this very issue, and I totally bugged out and forgot. I wonder if they even got back to me about it. That's kind of weird. Son of a bitch. Anyway, yeah, because I've been dealing with Apple about this, and they apparently sent everything to the engineers. Like, they took some readout. Let me see. Did they even get back to me? Uh-oh. Look who's awake. Look who's up. At least we can see her. All right, now you're stepping on my keyboard. We can't have this. All right, let's get back to work. What the hell were we talking about? So, you know, it just sucks that it's a Friday that this happened on, because I have to deal with this fucking timer. And I'm gonna be up not all night, but it's just I gotta like cut everything down for Progressive Voice. I have to cut out, and that's why I have the stupid timers on Fridays. All right, relax. Devlin. Oh, Boudica's awake. She wants to play. No good. No playing. Telling a kitten not to play. No playing on the keyboard. All right, Booty, get down then. Okay, go ahead. Be free. Go play. I should have turned on her toy. I have, this house is like Gymboree for cats now. I have all kinds of automatic toys going, things hanging from the doors, flipping in the air. All kinds of lasers, like laser goddamn Zeppelin in here. At times. And Booty gets very tired. That's what it's there for. Because when I'm working, I don't want her to feel... I mean, she needs to be... You know, she's a kitten. She needs stimulation. All right. So we got 8:45... We'll just start from here, okay? Okay. And I'll just cut it together and hope for the best. All right. 8:45. I can't do math. I'm sorry. I can't do math. All right, let's go. Where was I? Where was me? So anyway, yes, the guy's name is Jordan something or other. Hold on. Where is it? He's a kid, really. But he's also an abusive kid. In fact, his name is Jordan Conradson. And let me see. He was arrested for assault. Aren't you surprised? Assault on a woman. Because that's who they are, you know. Why can't I talk? Regardless of what Tucker Carlson says, you know, white men don't fight like this, which is an incredibly baffling statement. You know, white men don't fight like that. I was thinking about that one day. I was just going about my business and I was thinking, who would say something like that? What grown-ass man says white men don't fight like that? And wants to be taken seriously as a journalist, right? White men don't fight like this or that. What? That is... of course, it's so telling because he's racist. He's a racist piece of dirt. But the fact that people listen to him is really part of the problem. It's incredibly... I don't know. It's really just discouraging, and it makes me despondent at times to share the same air with these people. To know that there are people that are this stupid running around and ugly, inwardly ugly, who and what is their problem? It's so beyond me I don't really understand. I do not understand. And their problem is that they desperately need help that they're not getting. Because asking for help it takes courage to ask for help. It takes a self-awareness. And in that community, unless you're, I guess, you're all perfect, right? They're all tough. They're manly, supposedly. Hold on. So asking for help makes them weak. I mean, it's everything about them is very, unwell. They're just a bunch of unwell people. And it comes out. They can't help it because that's who they are. And I suppose being in the Trump cult gives them some kind of, it does give them a community. And it's like a feedback loop of fascist freaks who validate each other. Like this guy, Gateway pundit Jordan Conrad's son, who, just doesn't know how to behave. Nobody told him. Nobody taught him, I suppose. He's a child. And they have no boundaries, but that's kind of the mark of a child as well. I remember when I was babysitting my nieces and nephews, and I was like, I went to use the bathroom, and there they are at the door. Aunt Tara, bang, bang, bang. They don't have boundaries at that age. But they were toddlers. And you grow out of it. You grow up. Republicans never do. That's why Katie Hobbs, she's at the gym. She's doing, she's just on her personal time trying to exercise. Some of the stress of living in a wannabe fascist state. Living with a bunch of fascists who are trying to take over the country illegally, who are in the midst of a coup, who won't ever shut up, no matter how many courts laugh them out of court with prejudice, how many times they're cited and fined for being traitors and for their bad behavior. They just never learn. And this is the problem, It really is a problem that, for example, Merrick Garland letting these freaks off the hook for so long is really why we're in this boat. They should have come down on the January 6th traitors, including Traitor Trump, like a goddamn ton of bricks in the middle of a hurricane. They should have put this insurrection, they should have smashed it from the top to the bottom. Legally and peacefully, of course, but definitely legally smashed them. And now he's running again. And these morons are emboldened. And they never learn. Because who's teaching them? There are no consequences to their actions. So you could just follow the governor into the gym. You have no boundaries. I'm sure she'll be having a press conference. I'm sure there's a press secretary. Why must you harass her about the same fucking shit? Over and 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 over. And then go, oh, did you just say, give it a fucking rest? Good. Good. And he posted it on his Twitter account. Let's see. Jordan. Where is it? And he posted it on his Twitter as if oh, gotcha. And that's the other thing about these Republicans. You know how they're always like, oh, that's a gotcha question. You gotcha. Oh, that's when you ask them a question because they're morons and you ask them something and they don't know the answer to. They're like, oh, good. That's your gotcha question. No gotcha questions, because they're victims. But following the governor and yelling behind her while she's at the gym about the same old fucking bullshit that's been laughed out of court over 81 times and counting. That's not gotcha, right? That's what they think. This is what they think journalism is. You just harass the governor with the same fucking question again and again. Take it to court. You got court. You got proof. Oh, these signatures weren't the same. Bullshit. Just because you say it, don't mean it's true. Because clearly, when you had the chance to present the evidence, it was laughed out of court again and again and again and again and again. And some of these courts dismissed with prejudice their suits. That's why Giuliani, on top of everything else, the turned into making him. I mean, he's a disgusting person. He's always been that way, but he's losing his law license because he's a filthy liar. You can lie to your maggots on the Gateway Pundit, but you can't do it in court. And I guess it makes good content when you harass the governor at the gym. Then he's like, did you just say, give it a fucking rest? Yeah, she did. And in fact, everybody, every response I saw was good. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, the legally elected governor of Arizona, for modeling how it's done, how you respond to a bunch of tedious traitors. Tedious, really, absolutely tedious. That's who they are. Did you just say? Give it a fucking... Oh, she said that she cursed at me. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Republican... Now, you know how... I mean, I could play you video of these maggots lapping it up when Trump's like, that's bullshit. Trump likes to curse in front of his maggots. We know that, but they think, it's all a show. It's okay if a Republican does it. Now they're all hitting the fainting couch about Katie Hobbs. Oh, wow, she cursed. Good. Congratulations, Governor Hobbs. You showed other Democrats that this is how you do it. You don't entertain these freaks. You got to slap them down like the babies they are. So anyway, for example, I keep threatening it, but let's watch some maggots so you can see what I mean, really. And it's pretty goddamn scary. It is scary. Where is it, though? If I can find it. Come on, man. Here we go. Here's what we're talking about. Here's what we're dealing with.
If he's convicted, would that disqualify him
This is from TYT.
from your vote?
Not at all. I'll vote for him if he's in prison.
Tell me why.
Because he's the only one standing up against everybody fighting for us. And if we don't have somebody in there fighting for us, we all lose.
Fighting
Is there
for
anything he
us.
could do to disqualify you from your vote?
Right now, turn Democratic. And
What about murder?
who?
Well, just anyone.
On accident?
No, on purpose.
On purpose?
Can you believe
That's
this?
a little bit harder, but just as of right now, I'd say no.
So turn Democrat, I wouldn't vote for him. Murder, I might.
Yep, I'm an American and I have my free will and I can do whatever I want with my vote. That's my right.
He could stand on the front steps of the White House and commit murder, and I'm with him.
Explain that to me. That's amazing. I mean,
Look, he's the only man we've ever had in my lifetime that stood for America as president. Now, I was
for
a George
America.
Herbert Walker Bush man and all that, but they don't anybody compare to Donald Trump. He loves this country, and that's why I
What?
love him. America's being assaulted. Open borders.
He loves this country. He loves to suck on it like a parasite sucks on a host. Yeah. Hold on. We'll be right back. Here's some more maggots being interviewed by TYT.
You know all the issues. We all know the issues. And nobody stood under the attack that Trump stood under. And look what he's done. He's hanging in there. He's for us. He loves this country.
This?
And I'm going
He
to support him to
loves
the end.
this
I hope
country?
he wins. We need him.
is there anything you could imagine him doing that would disqualify him from your vote?
No, sir. Not right
Aren't
offhand.
these
I don't
people
wanna think of it
embarrassing?
right now.
We had somebody earlier tell us that if Trump was standing on the steps of the White House and murdered someone, he'd still vote for him. Same with you?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
I don't know. I like Trump.
I don't know. I like her.
Something
I
about
like
him.
Trump.
I had a man here say to me earlier today, maybe in this exact position, but about an hour ago, said, if Donald Trump murdered someone on the front porch of the White House, I'd still vote for him.
Yes,
You agree?
yes, because it would have to be a good reason for him to do it.
So if he murdered someone, it would be a good reason.
Yeah, I think so.
And then tell me, is there anything that you're critical of with Donald Trump? Is there anything that you don't like about him?
Nothing comes to my mind right off the bat, but, you know, I'm sure there's, if I thought deep enough, there would something come to mind, but not at the moment.
I did vote for Trump twice, but I really wish that he wouldn't have abandoned all those people that are still in jail over the January 6th fiasco that was perpetrated as a propaganda piece by the lying press. I don't believe anybody in D.C. got
lying
where they
press.
are by being a good.
Don't you mean Lugan Press? The Lugan Press, right? Doesn't that sound more, MAGA in the original German? The lying press. You see what I mean? These people are fascists. And every Republican chest beats the heart of fascism. These people are just letting their fascist freak flag fly. The Lugan Press, he says. No, he says the lying press. Right out of Hitler's playbook. These Republicans, they've taken the pages and they have followed it to a T right here.
Person. And really, as a Christian, there are no good people. We
As a
all
Christian.
fall short and are corruptible.
And if Mr. Trump wants to fight, he's a fighter. He stood up to this, what his family's gone through. I think he deserves the
His
opportunity. And the people, the
family.
naysayers who say, oh, he shouldn't run, he's too...
What the family's gone through is they've gotten patents, billions of dollars. They've gotten a lot of their own grifts going. They've made out quite well. What the family? What about Hunter fucking Biden? What the family's gone through. You realize that they go after Hunter Biden as if he's this corrupt son and in this corrupt crime family. The only reason they're doing it is because they are that it's the projection yet again. It's the Nazi playbook. Accuse your enemies of the very thing of which you are guilty. And that's what they're doing. So all over on Earth, too, it is all Hunter Biden all the time. Every show is all Hunter Biden. Every one of these, these websites. You go here in New York, we have the New York Post here, which is a Murdoch rag, and it's always Hunter Biden on the cover. It's incredible. But as if Hunter Biden, had a position in government. And now we know that text that they continuously pointed to is, I'm sitting here with the big guy and I'm going to I have a long memory and you better get back to me now because we want to know, blah, blah, this supposed text to this Chinese billionaire or something where they were using their positions in government to, that it's bullshit. It's completely made up. As we are completely unsurprised to find out. But will you think that these people will even believe it? They are impervious to truth. And this is why I'm so sick of corporate media and their polls. Yet again. On corporate media this afternoon, I was watching, and they had they were having a conversation about the polls. Why? They're having a conversation about Joe Biden going out and campaigning on Bidenomics, and they were talking about the economy and how great the economy is, and how manufacturing jobs are exploding in the country, and the unemployment rate is the lowest it's been in how many years, and all these great metrics, even though the corporate media keeps talking about how there's going to be a recession, this fear of they just have to have fear, but there's no fucking recession happening. It's like the goddamn red wave we were expecting. But anyway, expecting because they were hyping it up. But they're saying they were saying how, but still, Joe Biden's poll numbers, he just can't seem to break through with these poll numbers. Well, I have the answer. I know why. First of all, we have a country where a lot of dumbasses, not the majority, thank God, but they live on Earth too, and every story is about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden making money somewhere. Supposedly Joe Biden made millions of dollars on this thing is real to these fucking people. As if they're trying to concoct this notion that Joe Biden's in the presidency for the money, right? Because why? Why would they do that? Could it have anything or something to do with the fact that that's why Trump ran for office, and that's why he squatted in the office specifically and solely for himself? and never did a goddamn thing for anybody else in his rotten, useless waste of DNA life. So they have to say, oh, well, that's Joe Biden, you know? He's that, not Trump. He's a saint that walks among us. He doesn't care about money at all. But that's what they're doing. So, anyway, let's keep going.
Who's criticizing them? Who? These people are basically anti-American communists. That's who's criticizing them. So why do we even listen to those people? Of course they want to divide.
Well, let's ask this guy if he enjoys socialist security. He might be a little young for it. He looks like a very hard 55.
Well, I'm going to push back on that because you now have Mike Pence and Chris Christie who are in there really criticizing him. So it's coming from the party as well. And how do you feel about that?
Called RINOs. We should have a season on them because, again, they're Republicans. They're Republicans in name only.
But
we should have a season on them. See, more threats. Hold on, we'll be right back. They're called RINOs. We should have a season on them. You see? Because they hate democracy. They can't handle it. They don't get what they want. They don't. I mean, it really is. They don't like the diversity that is the that is the American melting pot. They hate that. I'm not just putting words in their mouths. It's in everything they say and everything they do. RINO, we should have open season on anybody who criticizes Trump. Who knows what Trump is? Who knows what the con man is? Trump never did a damn thing for anybody in his life. He is a tax cheating con man who only looks at these dumbasses as the narcissistic supply and, of course, suckers, hosts from which to suck, profit, and discard. How much money did Trump make when he was in office? Trump leaves. And what was he doing with classified documents anyway? Sweetening the deal with the Saudis? Of course he was. That's what he was doing. He's a con man. He's a grifter. He needed to... Why did he put them on the plane and take them up to the meeting he had with the Saudis? Why would you take them on a plane and take them to your business meetings? It's, of course, Occam's razor. Yeah, Trump's net worth jumped an estimated $600 million since he left office. Unbelievable. Well, it's all, suckers are born every minute. Trumpanzees are living proof. He's the one. I thought he was a billionaire, too. But you hear Lindsey Graham, you got to give him some money. Give him. They're trying to take money from the guy. They're trying to get the money. But he needs the money. You got to fight. Give him $1. You got $1? Give it to him. Here's some more interviews of these morons.
You never watched the news before. Where do you get your news now?
I watch Fox News, Newsmax. I refuse to watch other stations. I still watch the local news.
Wow.
Actually, 30 minutes in the morning, local news is all I ever watched in my whole life. Never voted in my life. But, it's like...
This is Marjorie Taylor Greene,
I think
by the way. That's her story. Or Perjury Trader Greene, excuse me. But that's the story of her. She never watched news or discussed politics or was even voted. We read that whole article from Vanity Fair that about her. This is who they are until they fell down a Q hole. But here's this sucker. I never voted for... I mean, why do they all sound like morons? Well, I don't know. Listen to them.
Waking up America, and America's starting to realize, we don't have free and fair elections. We're not being, the Justice Department ain't blind. It's like they're indoctrinating our children. And
what else did they tell you to be upset about today? Oh, it's the trans people, right, and the gays. Yeah, right. No, you're not upset about death panels anymore? No? Because that's not today's faux rage. Well, that's it, It's just, now it's trans people. Now it's, they're indoctrinating our children. What's it going to be next? Because throughout my life, that's the way it's been with these right-wingers. It's, the outrage du jour. What's it going to be? What are we going to have to endure next? I don't even want to ask, right? But it's, you mark my words. Right? For real. We had to go through the death panels. We had to be harassed by these morons screaming and yelling at town halls about death panels. And then was everybody marrying their pets? And none of these Republican fears come to fruition. But we have to endure them, and everybody has to discuss it. Oh, but I don't even know if I finished my thought about the corporate media. Talking about the poll numbers. Why can't Joe Biden... Why are his poll numbers so blah blah? Well, that's because all you do on the corporate media is talk about how low the poll numbers are. Because you're instead of informing people about the things that are going on, why don't you go and inform people about like the factories that are open, that we can finally make chips in this country? That there's a manufacturing boom happening in the United States. That of all the countries that have, the whole earth went through the pandemic, but the United States, the inflation is lower than every other country. That we are rebounding faster than every other country. Because of Biden's policies, because of these policies. That all the Republicans did for years is talk about chips, and manufacturing. Make America great, bringing jobs home, blah, blah, blah. Did they ever do anything? Of course not. Because they don't want it to, they never wanted to do actual policy. They like Americans nice and malleable and economically insecure. They never wanted to bring jobs back. That would make Americans pretty damn uppity. When you have a secure union job, you get a little uppity. You're not as desperate. You might not do what you're told. That's the way Republicans want it. And then they get to vilify the minority group du jour, the asylum seekers, vilify the other. Tell the dumbasses, well, your economic situation is because it's the other over here who wants to come in and take your jobs. The caravan, that should be coming soon, right? Well, how come they haven't recycled the caravan yet? They'll pull it out somehow, somewhere. It'll be coming soon. Don't worry. Have to deal with that shit. Yeah. How many? But that's it. You know, it's constant polls. Up in the polls, down in the polls. And then they have the balls to ask, why? Why are these polls not good for Biden? Well, maybe because you keep saying he's got bad poll numbers. Why don't you do some stories on, you know, and educate, inform the viewer? But that's work. You know, talking about a poll is not that much work. It's not, you know, expensive. It's expensive to send a crew out and gather news. But it's not expensive to commission a poll. That's really the bottom line. And they followed Fox News because once Fox News, this is the God's honest truth, you know, as somebody who studied this in communications in school. Fox News set the bar very low. They had the lowest budget for news gathering of all the networks, the news networks. You know, this 24-hour news thing was a new thing, which CNN was the first to do it, Ted Turner. And then others followed suit after, of course, the Telecommunications Act of '96, which created these silos of information that we live in. So, but that's all Fox News did. They're not a news organization. They didn't. I mean, they're a propaganda outlet. So you don't need to gather news if you're not doing news. I mean, you're just telling people what to think and how to be outraged. What's the outrage du jour? What are you gonna do? Wait a minute. All right, well, here's some more. Let's listen. Listen.
Waking up America big time, yeah.
Which news do you watch now mostly?
Now? I don't watch any of the news.
Where do you get your...
I go on Michael Knowles and iPods, and now I'm on Twitter with Carson Tucker, you know, things like that, because I want to know everything.
What do you think of Fox News?
What?
That's the only news I watch.
She wants to know everything.
I've seen the CNN.
She wants to know everything. So she goes on Tucker Carlson and Fox News, who had to pay nearly $1 billion for lying. Okay.
Some of the others, and they're so biased, it really pisses me off.
Do you think Fox is biased?
To a point.
Do you still watch Fox News?
No.
How come?
Because they lie. I watch Sean Hannity.
Do you guys do you watch Fox News?
Oh yeah, like every show.
Sean Hannity
The
is
Five,
Fox
Jesse
News.
Waters.
In these changing times, where do you get your news now? From what sources?
Mostly online. Some of the news channels, and of course Facebook, like us all.
Which online news do you like?
Let's see, what's the one? Fox News, and I can't think of the name of the other one. I just watch it. Channel 208. Yeah.
No, online. I mean, when you're on the computer.
Usually I'm just on Fox News.
You seem to know a lot about policy and things like that. Where do you get that information if you don't watch the news?
Well, I follow a lot of folks. Telegram is one that I follow.
Jesus, help us. You see what I'm saying?
And then, I'm on Truth
Let's
Social.
poll these fuckers. Poll them.
Where do you get your news, sir, generally?
Mostly from, I don't watch the news much, so you can't believe the news. You can't believe any of that. I mean, you don't know what to believe nowadays. So,
But you seem smart and informed on all this stuff. Just wondering what your way of absorbing that is.
People, and what they believe in.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Yeah, folks
you watch Fox
News.
News?
Jim,
Yes, I
on the
do.
chat.
Well, I don't watch any news anymore. I go to the internet for my news. X22 Report, andweknow.com.
And we
different
know
other people that are available online.
Fox News, local Fox News, and Newsmax. And once in a while, I turn it on to some other channel just to see what they're saying.
And what do you think about what happened with Tucker Carlson?
I think that was a shame. I really like Tucker Carlson, and I think he did an excellent job. And he's just like Trump; he'll land on his feet, and it'll be proven he did a good job.
I don't even really watch any of the live TV or anything like that. Mostly it's just like YouTube snippets and things like that. And, I don't even bother even with the MSNBC. I mean, what lying, the CNN, I haven't watched them in years. So it's just such a fraud. I mean, I don't know why anyone is on that bandwagon, just keep going with pushing those false narratives. And here they keep accusing the conservatives of pushing misinformation. It's total BS. So,
where do you get your information?
Research, do it yourself. You can go there. You can go on the internet and find.
We have a real Nancy Drew here.
Non-partial people, like Glenn Greenwald, things like that.
So Glenn's a nonpartisan?
Oh yeah, I would say he's nonpartisan. Nonpartisan, leaning towards being a liberal.
Where do you get your news personally?
Again, from the internet, we watch Newsmax, the established networks. I don't believe them. I mean, they tell an ounce of truth, but it's a distortion. Fox News has always been a sham for a pretty long time. And again, they were labeled as right wing, but they always have somebody from the other side there. Right. So how can you call them right wing when it's middle? It's just the other sides are so left. People don't realize it. They're like the frog, or the lobster in the proverbial pot of water.
Wow.
It keeps getting hotter, and they don't even realize it's left wing.
So unless you have just one right winger with nobody else to challenge or even tell you the truth, then it's left wing. Because Fox News might have a Democrat on now and then, and that's upsetting to him because when he hears the truth, he gets very triggered. And, because the fact is he's being lied to. And it's really the Dunning-Kruger effect meets cognitive dissonance. It's really unbelievable. But this is why they are a cult. Here's some more of the sickening cult.
About Donald Trump.
I love everything about
The question is, what do you love about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. I feel he can be trusted and feel comfortable.
Oh, sorry.
And it's peace of mind.
And tell me a little bit about what you liked when he was president. What are some of the things he did that you agreed with?
I agreed with everything he did.
One specific?
I can't think on the spot, but everything I'm happy with.
Okay. You're out here because you like Donald Trump, I'm guessing.
That's right.
And what did Donald Trump do? You've seen one or two presidents, I'm guessing, in your 40 years. What did Donald Trump do as president that made your life better?
I like the way he doesn't back down. He might not always be correct, but he admits it, and he does not back down when it comes to the country.
What brings you out here? What do you like about Donald Trump?
Everything. What's not to like?
What specific?
He's for the American people. I mean, look, he's in Pickens, of all places, small town. Everybody else would have been in big cities and not caring about places like this, but he made a point to come to small town America, So
I think a lot of people voted for the first time just because they never knew there was fake news and the rigged elections and indoctrinating our children, and everything is the opposite of reality is what everybody tells you and everybody believes. He's the most unifying president ever in history, and all the numbers show it. And probably get record black and Hispanic votes again this election, but they make him out to be the divider. And the most racist president, divisive president, is made out to be the unifier. You know what I mean? It's like,
they think
crazy.
Biden is just divisive because they don't, he's not the one they voted for. And he says things that are true. Yeah, I mean, these people have nothing to offer. That's the thing. They have nothing to offer. Trump has nothing to offer. Republicans have nothing to offer. All they have is, you hear what they're talking about. They're not talking about health care. They're not talking about the environment. They're not talking about lives, living wages, job security, retirement security. They're not talking about the things that, are supposed to be what matters in government. They're talking about indoctrinating our children, anything that they've been told to talk about, to care about. They're talking about trans people. That's what they're talking about. They don't like other people. They don't like gay people. Why don't they, just go to that Russian town that Putin is creating for them and go and stay there, build the wall. Once they go to that town, we will build the wall. Wouldn't that be amazing? They all move to that town that Putin created for them, and then the whole world unifies and builds a wall around it. Finally.
What you like about Donald Trump? What is it that you respond to?
He's not fake. He's
no,
up front.
Not at all.
You know what he's thinking.
Not fake at all.
He tells
the guy who sells these trading cards with him as a cowboy, as a astronaut, as a bodybuilder. Yeah, no, not fake at all. This guy that looks like really a Jabba the Hutt that went on a crash diet. That's what he looks like. He's like melting. Maybe he looks like the wax Donald Trump, an overweight wax Donald Trump that was set out in the sun. That's what Donald Trump looks like. The Madame Tussauds. Somebody took the Madame Tussauds, Donald Trump, and put it out in the sun so it melted a little bit. That's what he looks like. But he's, Superman. According to these people. Anyway, but he's not fake, except everything about him is fake. But that's what we're up against, people. But, hey, we will win. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. Yes, become a patron, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. We stick together, we win. I'll see you soon. All right. We're back. Thank you for sticking it out. That's what she said. And dealing with everything. Where's Boudica? I'm just afraid. Sometimes she sits under my chair. I don't like that. Because I'm afraid I'm going to roll over her. Booty. All right. So, it's incredible. Let's keep going.
Truth, as far as,
What do you like about Donald Trump?
I like his honesty and transparency, and I like that he puts America first.
He was a little more honest than the rest of them.
What?
He said things that were true, and the others, they don't. He seems like more of a man of the people.
Driven up here from New York for a Donald Trump rally. You must really like the guy. Tell me what you like about him.
I love how blunt he is and how straight upright he is and just says it. There's no holding back, and he just says it. A lot of these people are just selling snake oil and stuff like that.
He calls people fat pigs. He just says it.
Just telling you things you want to hear, and just giving the stuff away, whatever they can give away.
You know, I have to say, it's hard to understand you through that thick South Carolina accent.
Donald Trump, there isn't much not to like about Donald Trump. He's got the heartbeat of America. Everybody I know
Absolute alternate
is behind him.
universe.
The United States went down 8 years before Trump. It's gone down even further.
Incredible.
Since Biden's been in there.
Has it
And
really?
we're backpedaling. The world's laughing at us.
Where are they laughing at us? Where do you think that's happening?
China's laughing at us. Russia's laughing at us. When Trump was in office, Russia wouldn't even have thought of invading.
Yeah,
their
because they
neighbor.
would have just given Ukraine.
As soon as he left office, what
They would
happened?
have just handed it over.
They know Biden's not going to do anything to him.
What do you like so much about him, and how did he make your life better?
The economy, the independence from all the other energy sources, and just
What? Look
he's
at
got
how
the right
filthy
idea.
this guy is. What is he wearing? Look at his. I mean, has that shirt wide open and this red, white, and blue fashion abortion that is filthy. I mean, these people are not well. Who goes out like that? And then when somebody comes up to them and says, "Can I ask you a few questions?" on the, take a video of you. And wouldn't you be like, "I'm sorry, I just got into a car accident and I rolled into a ditch. I can't talk to you right now. I'm not myself. I need to get some medical treatment." Or whatever it might be. Or you just went on a bender and slept under a bench for 5 days. I mean, you go out like that? You're going to an event. I got to find my red, white, and blue filthy shirt? Wait, honey. Let's go to the Trump rally. Well, wait. I don't have anything to wear. Get that old filthy rag that we've been using under the sink. That has some red, white, and blue fashion abortions. You'll fit right in. Well, it looks a little too clean. As dirty as it is, we got to fit in with the rest of everybody else. What? You see? I mean, I've been to a lot of liberal events. I've never seen such delusion in my life. Well, that's what I'm saying. Now in the Trump cult, and even regular old ass Republicans, they're always like, "Oh, liberals," like liberals are so the dirty and like dirty hippies, not knowing how to clean themselves. Look at this guy. Is this a normal person? I mean, I almost feel bad making fun of him because maybe he's mentally... Well, they're all mentally ill. What am I saying? They're all mentally ill. They must be. They have to be in order to be in the Trump cult. You gotta be mentally ill. But, hello? Everything about this shirt is wrong. It's dirty. First of all, and it needs to be buttoned. It's missing at least five buttons.
I think to put this country where it needs to be.
He's the only one that's ever stood up to people for right and wrong. He does a lot of things wrong, but he does a lot of things right that people appreciate.
So I think he's the best president for us, and he wants.
They do appreciate when you call, when you make fun of gays, or when you kick down on trans people, on 1% of the population. They love that. They love that. They love when you call somebody a fat pig and make fun of people. That's the best. He's a man of us. He's just like us because we're as petty and small as he is. And we really wish we could grab women by the pussy. And why wouldn't we if we were him? We're just as dumb as he is. And look, he made it and he's dumb. Well, maybe that's because he started out with, a trust fund and a rich daddy that bailed him out 5 times every time he failed. So, maybe.
What's best for the people, not for him.
Really?
Man, he's been beat up since before he even came into office. And people think that he's verbally confrontational. Well, wouldn't you be? I mean, I think that he's doing a great job fighting for...
Yes.
He keeps going. Who can do that?
I believe he's the most persecuted president we've ever had. And I think he's worth the trouble.
Well, it's not so much the man, it is all the people in the United States. We are all standing united because he said he's giving us back the country, and we got to stand up and take it.
Wow. He's giving you back the country. And because what happened? There were too many people living their authentic lives. Too many live and let live. Too much e pluribus unum. That's what they have a problem with. That's it. Because they want all the benefits of civilization. They just don't want to share with the rest of us. They're incapable of it, even though Jesus told them to, help the poor, love your neighbor, explicit instructions. They're just horrible people. And here's some more. Speaking of horrible people, here's Stephen Miller, who sent a threatening letter to 200 universities to call for, telling them, they better not discriminate against white people after the Supreme Court, the illegitimate, corrupt, illegitimate Supreme Court. It's doubly illegitimate. Well, it should be more than that. They are entirely illegitimate. Supreme Court overturned affirmative action because they hate America and they hate diversity and they hate e pluribus unum. And they hate any attempt to rectify our issues and make a more perfect union. Any attempt to do that is tantamount to, I don't know, I guess, now it's an assault. Any attempt to make a more perfect union is discrimination against white people, according to the fascists on the illegitimate Supreme Court. So Stephen Miller, a horrible person, who is a Jew. I mean, he's Jewish and he's a Nazi. So think about that. How much of a horrible garbage soul a person must have to be a Nazi Jew. Right? It's incredible. He is a horrible human being. And I say human being, I'm being generous. But here's
Stephen Miller here, president of America First Legal. Today, we sent a warning letter to the deans of 200 law schools around America, telling them that they must obey the Supreme Court's ruling, striking down illegal racial discrimination and affirmative action. If they try to violate, circumvent, bypass, subvert, or otherwise program around that ruling, we are going to take them to court. We are going to hold them to account. To learn more about what we're doing, to support our mission, to join our team, please go to aflegal.org. That's aflegal.org. Thank you.
Ooh, how squarey. I'm scared of that Nazi. Good. Let him come. You are hereby warned. This is what what horrible people these people are. Stephen Miller sends threatening letter to 200 schools telling them he'll sue if they consider race in applications. And he ends it, "You are hereby warned." These people are the bane of existence. You know? What penance? Haven't we done enough penance? Former advisor to the con man, the Nazi Jew Stephen Miller, announced on Friday that he has sent a letter to deans of 200 law schools around the country threatening to sue if they bypass the illegitimate Supreme Court's ruling on affirmative action. And as we know, in a 6-3 decision on Thursday, the Supreme Court ruled in Students for Fair Admissions, Inc., another bullshit right-wing concoction that meant to roll back the 20th century, versus President and Fellows of Harvard College, that considering race for potential students violated the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, which is effing ironic and also incredibly insulting, because the 14th Amendment is was meant to, of course, let me see the text of the 14th Amendment. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, or that any shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process, or deny any person its jurisdiction and equal protection under the law. So the amendment to free, to ensure that there is no servitude. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. I'm having a problem with my stupid computer. As usual. The 14th, excuse me, I'm getting it mixed up. The 13th Amendment, free the slave. The 14th Amendment, the ratification is now, being used to discriminate, to say that there's discrimination against white people, which is, of course, it's par for the course. But where am I? Hold on. Today, we sent a warning letter to the deans of 200 law schools around America, telling them that they must obey the illegitimate Supreme Court's ruling. But in the letter to John F. Manning of Harvard Law School, Miller wrote that the school should not follow the advice of those within and outside its institutions by trying to circumvent the ruling to achieve the same discriminatory outcome. Anyone telling you such a thing is coaching you to engage in illegal conduct in brazen violation of the Supreme Court's ruling. I mean, these people have... What do they have to offer this country? This preemptive attempt, I mean, this is kind of on the same level of what we were talking about earlier with the guy threatening the meteorologist. It's another threat wrapped in the veneer of legality. Why are you sending warning letters to institutions, to universities? It's because you want to, you're trying to terrorize them. You want them to say that, it's too much. It's too, we don't want to deal with your harassment. So we're not even going to try to actively recruit a diverse population in our school because right? We just don't want to be sued. It's a pain in the ass to be sued. But this is what Republicans do. They have nothing to offer, so, threaten people. Just keep threatening people. But what's more threatening? I guess having a diverse country that works for all is threatening to them. And the world keeps evolving without them. This is what they're upset about. The world will continue to evolve, and they'll be left behind. And, without their privilege, how will they ever get ahead? Frankly, that's what it's about. They're afraid that without their privilege, who will they be? We'll all see how inadequate they are. But we already see that. This is the problem. They don't seem to want to face reality. They don't have to worry about us figuring out how inadequate they are. We already know by their actions. And I don't know what a horrible place they live in their minds. But they're trying to make that horrible place that exists between their ears, they want to bring that to fruition in the country. I guess they'll feel comfortable, because the world keeps evolving and they just can't keep up. So it's scary to them. But trust me, even with this affirmative action bullshit, they're not going to win. They will not win. We're not going back, whether they like it or not. Unfortunately, I just don't know at this time. Well, we'll see. More will be revealed, but I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take to undo the damage that this Supreme Court has wrought, but it has to happen. Something has to be done. And the Democrats, we talked about this last show. I don't know. They have to run on expanding the Supreme Court. That's what I think. They really, they need to not just expand it, but to run on the fact that it is an illegitimate court. And people are sick of being ruled by the tyranny of the minority. That is the truth. It is not normal, this Supreme Court. So, let me see. I'm looking at the time, that's why. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you, because I kept putting it in the description, but here's some good news. We'll just do this quickly about Kellyanne Conway's daughter. Good for her. She's a normal person. Kellyanne Conway's going to be pissed when she sees what her daughter, Claudia, just tweeted. There she is at a gay pride event. And so Kellyanne Conway's rebellious teenage daughter is causing trouble again. On Tuesday, to mark Independence Day, 4th of July event, I meant. Claudia Conway reshared a clip of herself talking to reporters in 2022 after the Supreme Court ruled to overturn Roe v. Wade. In the clip, she urged people not to buy into the 4th of July propaganda and is saying she wouldn't be celebrating the holiday because we're not free. New Year's, same shit, bringing this back. So here's what she said.
At a time, especially at a time like this, not to buy into July 4th propaganda, land of the free. We're not free. Why should we be celebrating independence when not all of us have independence? And that's why we're out here fighting for our reproductive rights, challenging the overturn of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court.
Right. So, of course, you know what? Republicans did. They started ripping her for saying that she's disrespecting veterans. Right? Isn't that what I mean? Once again, they're talking about they're just using veterans as human shields rather than listening or hearing what people are saying. Oh, you're not supposed to question. You're not supposed to what's she saying? Yeah, we're not free. If you don't have autonomy over your body, you're not free. If you're being forced to bring a pregnancy to term, even though you know that your child, you've been sentenced by Republicans to watching a child gasp for air for 30 minutes and then die, or bringing this pregnancy to term, even though the child has no brain. I mean, these are things that are happening. They're sentencing women to, to this trauma. So if you don't have autonomy over your body, you're not free. I'm sorry. And she's pointing it out. And the Republicans, instead of, caring or even hearing, no one disrespects. I mean, they're saying that they're disrespecting veterans. A critic accused her of disrespecting veterans who fought for our beautiful Christian country. First of all, and second of all, and third of all, this is not a Christian country. But just the statement itself reveals, the ignorance of the writer. This isn't a Christian country. It wasn't founded as a Christian country. So somebody who says we're not free, I'm sorry, we're not free. We're not. And she's not disrespecting veterans. You stupid. Sophomoric deflection is disrespecting veterans. It's ridiculous. But you see what I'm saying? Everybody's just used as a human shield. Whether you use Uncle Tim Scott as the human shield for their bigotry, or veterans as a human shield for excusing the fact that women are now second-class citizens, or gays are second-class citizens, or that we're not allowed, according to Republicans, to even question the country. These are the people that question the legitimacy of democracy. But we're not supposed to question the legitimacy of forced birth. They can question absolute fantasies, right? Made up shit, and engage in violent coup against the country. And in fact, that's what they did on the 4th of July. Many Republicans were like, Happy Insurrection Day, comparing the traitors who stormed the Capitol to the Founding Fathers. Of course, that's what Trump did. As we know, he tweeted a picture of himself, his head on George Washington's body. Give me a break. This bone spur draft dodger. Jesus Christ. Bone spurs. He couldn't, he had bone spurs. When somebody who could have served, but he's never served a thing in his life but himself. The one who called veterans losers and suckers. The veterans that made the ultimate sacrifice. Losers and suckers. Oh, you have respect for veterans. Except if you're captured? Is that it? That's the other thing. I like my veterans who aren't captured. But you see what we're dealing with? Just incredible, incredible hypocrisy that never ends. Bottomless hypocrisy. So in the last little thing I wanted to mention is this Ron DeSantis nightmare. You know, they're releasing a lot of really disgusting videos. Well, we know about the homophobic video that Ron DeSantis released, which is kind of a surrealistic nightmare on top of a bad acid trip, but simultaneously anti-gay and homoerotic at the same time, which is kind of a fine line that I didn't think DeSantis was going to be able to achieve. And it speaks to, that's who Republicans are, especially homophobes. Homophobes are gay. We know that. They are, there's science. It's just science. I didn't make it up. Who cares who's gay, right? If you're straight and you're, whatever, you're secure in that, why do you care? Well, the fact is, homophobia is the telltale sign of a closet case. But anyway, not to be outdone by Ron DeSantis's ad, here comes Casey DeSantis, who is a plastic fascist, just like Ron. She comes out with mamas. What is it mamas for? Yeah, mamas. Mamas for DeSantis. Here's her ad.
We've witnessed a lot and put up with enough.
See, it's all about divide. But this is what they put up with.
You guys gotta go.
See, this is, I don't even know what we're watching. Some cop saying, you guys gotta go off this playground. No context. We don't know what happened before and after. We don't even know what this is. It's just some cop is telling people to get off of a playground. This is outrageous. Who knows why? We weren't there. We don't know. We don't know the story. But it's very frightening.
For being on a public playground. Her kids are here. We've been forced into silence.
Have you been forced? Oh, there's a baby on a plane with a mask on, and he's crying. In the midst of a fucking global pandemic.
Into compliance.
Can you believe these people?
Told that we must trust the science.
Indoor and outdoor venues should be closed.
We've been told that we must deny truth.
Oh, now here's trans people are playing sports. This is a horror show.
And look the other way.
Oh, gay. There's some gays. I see. There's a gay and yeah, more gays.
Enough.
We're coming for your children, the gays are chanting, which is probably tongue in cheek. That's, but add some scary music and we got some fascism going.
Is enough. When you come after our kids, we fight back because there's nothing we won't do to protect our children. They're not.
Except, put a mask on in a deadly pandemic, but okay.
Yours.
These are our kids.
Our nation's children are all our children.
Oh, how horrifying. Our nation's children are all our children. Gee, yeah, that's the truth. We're all in this together. How horrifying. Look, but there's some more gays walking.
We will not allow you to exploit their innocence to advance your agenda. We are no longer silent. We are united, and we have finally found our fighter.
Yeah! Oh, and there he is yelling at some reporter.
Kids, we're going to stand up for our kids.
It's all about the kids,
for us
which
in Florida.
It's not.
Schools open. Parents' rights defended. School choice universal. Critical race theory prohibited.
Because of freedom, can't talk about certain things.
DEI stopped. Child mutilation illegal. Girls' sports saved.
Oh
Communities
my God!
protected.
This is
Our
so
economy
right out of a
growing.
Nazi
And freedom guaranteed.
hellhole.
Winning the fight in Florida is just the beginning. We must protect parents' rights and the innocence of our children. We must restore sanity in our society. We need every mama and every grandmama in every corner of the country to stand up and fight back by electing Ron DeSantis President of the United States of America. Join us by texting MAMAS to 512345.
God. It's all, be afraid, hate gays, and hate each other. And by the way, Ron DeSantis has an abysmal COVID record. Well, mostly after the pandemic, after the vaccine, I should say. That's the problem. When other states were recovering and getting back on their feet, Floridians were dying in droves because of Ron DeSantis. And God help us if he becomes the president. And if he's the nominee, I don't know if I can handle listening to that fascist freak constantly crying and pretending to be, fighting for children? Fighting for children when they don't give a shit about children. They hate children. What about gay children? What about trans kids? What about the fact that straight kids living in a diverse community, that they get to be exposed to all kinds of people and it makes them better human beings in general? I just saw this other clip of the Mobs for Liberty talking about that they want to take gay kids out of the classroom and put them in like special ed classes. That sounds goddamn sinister to me. But this is what they want, divide and conquer and go after the minority groups du jour, especially the gays, especially the trans, yet again. So, they can rule. 1% of the population is causing all the problems. And it's all about the kids. There's nothing more Nazi than what we're witnessing. And, I don't know. It has to be stopped legally and peacefully. How much longer, people? How much longer are we going to take it? And yes, hopefully, Sage, you're right. I have a better chance of winning than Ron DeSantis, than more Ron DeSantis. It's true. I hope you're right. These people need to be crushed legally and peacefully and smashed into history's trash pile yet again. But we will win. Thank you for hanging out. My name is Tara Devlin. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Keep the real liberal media going and growing. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin, and I will see you soon. Yeah. All right, guys. I have to apologize for the technical problems. Hopefully the show was still okay for you. Yeah. But we will have yes, Haiku on the chat says they literally quote Hitler. Exactly. Well, because they're fascists. It's incredible. I can't even believe it sometimes. Where we're living, what we're witnessing. It's almost beyond comprehension. The divisiveness, everything. Just hate everything. That the government, that the founders fought a revolution to create and trust to us. Hate everything about it. Hate e pluribus unum. Hate we're in this together. Well, whatever. All right, guys, I gotta bounce because I have to work on putting the show together. You want to see Boudica though? Yes, okay. Boudica. Let me see where she is. Boudica. I need something to call her. Booty, where are you, Booty? Booty. Where is she? Let's see. What can I play while I go get little Booty? I don't even know where she is. I guess I can play the Ron DeSantis commercial. I mean, the homophobic ad. Might as well. Booty. Unless Booty shows up. She might be sleeping somewhere. She had a day of play. She was playing a lot. Where is it? Mobs for Liberty. Okay, here. Here's the homophobic ad.
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens.
If Caitlyn Jenner were to walk into Trump Tower and want to use the bathroom, you would be fine with her using any bathroom she chooses.
That is correct.
In the future, can transgender women compete in Miss Universe?
Yes.
Make America great again.
Psych!
I cannot think of anything more horrifying.
It really has shut down drag.
Just produced some of the harshest, most draconian laws that literally threaten trans existence.
Congratulations, Ron DeSantis. Mission accomplished. You win.
Talk about the stuff of nightmares. Who put that together? And that music? Bum, bum. I'm gay. I'm gay. This is beat. I'm a man. Listen to me. Boudica. Boudica. Bum, bum. She's stepping on the keyboard. Bum, bum. Boudica. This is the best part of the whole damn show. Boo, boo. Booty, boo. You're a good girl, Booty. Boo, boo. Boudica. Isn't this relaxing? After that? Come on, Booty. Get it. Get it, Booty. Get it. She likes it. Get it. She's punching it. That's it. Get it. You're like, eye of the tiger. Eye of the tiger. You've done it. You've done so well, Boudica. Bum, bum. Boudica. Get it, Booty. Get it. All right. That was the best part of the whole show. And if that doesn't make 10 people become a patron, I don't know what will. All right, my guys, my guys. Listen, listen, listen. Thank you for hanging out. We will win. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. My name is Tara Devlin. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Boudica, for your emotional support. And we will see you very soon. How's that sound? All right. That's a plan.